मिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। प्यारे बच्चों, अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। बच्चों, कल हमने 8वीं जमात की किताब पॉलिटिकल साइंस से 10वां चैप्टर, जिसका टॉपिक लॉ एंड सोशल जस्टिस, उसकी इंट्रोडक्शन पढ़ी और हमने उसमें भोपाल गैस ट्रेजेडी का जायज़ा लिया और हमने उसमें वर्कर्स की वर्थ देखी कि व्हाट इज़ ए वर्कर्स वर्थ, वो भी पढ़ा। आज हम जो पढ़ने जा रहे हैं वो है एनफोर्समेंट ऑफ सेफ्टी लॉज। एज द लॉ मेकर एंड enforcer, the government is supposed to ensure that safety laws are implemented. It is also the duty of the government to ensure that the right to life, guaranteed under Article 21 of the Constitution, is not violated. What was the government doing when there were such blatant violations of safety standards in the UC plant? First, the safety laws were lax in India. Second, even these weak safety laws were not enforced. Government officials refused to recognize the plant as hazardous and allowed it to come up in an populated locality. When some municipal officials in Bhopal objected that the installation of an MIC production unit in 1978 was a safety violation, the position of the government was that the state needs the continued investment of the Bhopal plant, which provides jobs. It was unthinkable, according to them, to ask UC to shift to cleaner technology or safer procedures. Government inspectors continued to approve the procedures in the plant even when repeated incidents of leaks from the plant made it obvious to everybody that things were seriously wrong. This, as you know, is contrary to what the role of a lawmaking and enforcement agency should be. Instead of protecting the interests of the people, their safety was being disregarded both by the government and by private companies. This is obviously not at all desirable, with more industries being set up both by local and foreign businesses in India. There is a great need for stronger laws protecting workers' rights and better enforcement of these laws. अगला जो है वो है न्यू लॉज टू प्रोटेक्ट द एनवायरनमेंट. In 1984, there were very few laws protecting the environment in India, and there was hardly any enforcement of these laws. The environment was treated as a free entity, and any industry could pollute the air and water without any restrictions. Whether it was our rivers, air, groundwater, the environment was being polluted and the health of people disregarded. Thus, not only was UC a beneficiary of lower safety standards, it did not have to spend any money to clean up the pollution. In the USA, this is a necessary part of the production process. The Bhopal disaster brought the issue of environment to the forefront. Several thousands of persons who were not associated with the factory in any way were greatly affected because of the poisonous gases leaked from the plant. This made people realize that the existing laws, though weak, only covered the individual worker and not persons who might be injured due to industrial accidents. In response to this pressure from environmental activities and others, in the years following the Bhopal gas tragedy in India, government introduced new laws on the environment. Henceforth, the polluter was to be held accountable for the damage done to environment. The environment is something that people over generations will share, and it could not be destroyed merely for industrial development. The courts also gave a number of judgments upholding the right to a healthy environment as intrinsic to the fundamental right to life in Subhash Kumar versus State of Bihar 1991. The Supreme Court held that the right to life is a fundamental right under Article 21 of the Constitution, and it includes the right to the enjoyment of pollution free water and air for full enjoyment of life. The government is responsible for setting up laws and procedures that can check pollution, clean rivers, and introduce heavy fines for those who pollute. बच्चों, ये था हमारा आज का बाकी जो उसके सब टॉपिक्स रह गए थे लॉज एनफोर्समेंट के वो हमने आज ख़त्म किया। इंशाल्लाह कल मैं आपके सामने फिर हाज़िर हो जाऊंगा। तब तक के लिए खुदा हाफिज़।